Hello, hello, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Mahesh Karia. You're watching me on YouTube now, and in this session, I'm gonna take you through Preact. If you guys are using Preact for the very first time, let me tell you, Preact is comes with the same features of React. There is nothing special in Preact apart from signals, and signals something allows you to manage state, so you don't have to worry about bulky other Redux like state manager tools. And Preact is a better version of React. I already in love with Preact. I wanted to share this video with you guys. I'm making this video for the second time, but the minimal approach of Preact attracts so much, and that's what we are going to do. We are going to create a normal CRUD application using state management of signals using Tailwind CSS, and I'm gonna take you through the entire journey from scratch, so you will understand how easy it is to get started with Preact. It is also easy to migrate your entire React project to Preact because there are same hooks, use state, use effect, same things that you can follow here as well. There is nothing special in Preact apart from signals and size. It comes with a 3 KB of size, which is very minimal. It allows you to remove this unwanted things from React, and it makes React so pure. So that's why it called as Preact. I'm not sure though. Yeah. So let me create new folder and just name it. I'm gonna name it white. Let's use white to initialize Preact. It would be great. So I'm gonna name it white. Would be great. So let's drag your folder on the top of your VS Code. After that, open your terminal using Command plus J or Control plus backtick as usual. And there is another cool thing that I'm gonna introduce to you. This is not something out of the box. This is white.js. It allows you, this is a bundler like Webpack but faster than Webpack. So let me open my terminal. Anyways, I'm gonna open my another terminal from here. So I'll save some time to, let me go to desktop, let me go to white, and here I'm gonna use yarn. So make sure to have a stable version. Don't use current version 19. So I'm gonna use 18.12.0 that I have. So now my node version is a stable 18 version. Make sure to use that even version which is stable, okay, and odd is non-stable. So yarn is something I have already. If you don't have it, what you can do is you can simply install by -g yarn like this. Okay, I already have it, so I'm gonna skip this step and I'm gonna use yarn create of Preact or white. Let me go with white, and it comes with built-in lots of things. So this CLI is really very cool. You can get started with vanilla, Vue, React, and Preact. I'm gonna choose Preact. I'm gonna go with JavaScript, so to save time. And by the way, I love TypeScript. Honestly, I'm not sure. But let me switch to app and let me open this thing inside code editor. Okay, so here we go. I don't need this thing anymore. Let me close this up. Yeah, so here we go. We are ready with the boilerplate of code of Preact. You can see I'm gonna run this thing by before that we need to install the dependencies that comes in the package.json. If I open package.json, we have two things. We have white and that Preact. Okay, so these two things I have, and that is enough to get started with Preact. So by the way, I'm gonna add few more dependencies like Tailwind CSS, of course, but we'll set up Tailwind later. For now, I need nano id. Nano id is same like UUID, but it comes with a bunch of new features, so I can create a short IDs. So that's why I prefer to go with nano id. And after that, I guess this is enough. So it will also install the previously added these two packages, so I don't need to use yarn install onwards. So let me go there and let me set up Tailwind. Okay, the process is same like React, so I can search for React because there is no official documentation available for Preact by Tailwind, but if you are doing something for React, it will be same for Preact as well, so there is nothing special in it. Okay, so I'm gonna grab this thing. Oh, I can't see. Okay, React app. Let me grab this. Okay, so yarn add -d tailwind css. Okay, and after that I'm gonna grab this thing to create a tailwind.config.js. Okay, it's gonna create a new files, or like you can see here, CJS file. Okay, now I need to set up this content thing, so I'm gonna grab this, and you can modify this according to your directory structure. This is nothing but a directory structure, like inside src I have all the files, so it will take care about that. Okay, so this is it. Nothing special that I need to do here. I'm gonna close this up, and you can see I got a Tailwind, I got a Preact and Nano ID. That's it. So let's go in. Can I remove everything if you want, guys? I don't need this index.js. I'll use it for this setup of Tailwind. So I'm gonna remove this all. Okay, and I don't need this app.css because we are using Tailwind, so we will use the classes only. So I don't need that bunch of code that is written over here. So I'm gonna get rid of everything apart from this card, because I'm gonna show you how it works. So I don't need this thing as well. You can see the use state is here in Preact hooks. Everything, the hooks that you are familiar in React, it will be part of Preact/hooks. Okay, and inside that there are few minor changes, like no changes by the way. When we'll use signals, there will be a changes. For now, you can see this is the same code that you can write inside React. You can write inside Preact as well. So let's go and let's use this by yarn dev. Okay, simply hit yarn dev and you're good to go. See how faster this is. Just in 265 milliseconds you got it. Okay, so yeah, this is my counter. You can see if I click here we go. So we are good to go. Now I need few things. Let me go here. I think the Tailwind CSS is not ready to use. Not sure why. So for that I need to use few classes. Then only I can let me use class bg. If you hit this space, you will get this suggestion like bg black. Let me use this. I thought I am missing something while setting up Tailwind. We have to add few things. So let me try this thing. Let me search Tailwind CSS with white. Okay, so let's try this out. Okay, there are a bunch of few things that I forgot to install. This is post CSS and auto prefixer. So that's what I'm going to install quickly. Let me install once again yarn add -d, and these two packages are missing that I'm going to install once again. Oh, sorry. And this D is not required. Okay, and after that I'll use this command once again with -p. Okay, so I don't need this. Let me delete this once again and let me add this command once again. So we got two files now. This post CSS is also required and this one. So I'm gonna grab this once again. So index.html that we need to add as well. So now it will work, and let me use yarn dev once again. So here we go. This is running already, and this black I have added, by the way, for you like information, guys. Let me remove all the things. This main black, I don't want this anymore, so let me go back to some other color like BG slate. This is okay to me, so like this. So yeah, we are good to go. Everything is done. Now we need Preact signals. Okay, so Preact signals. Okay, if you click here on this signals, you can see this is the command that we are going to use. For that we need a folder, and I'm gonna name it signals. Okay, and inside that I'm gonna create my store.js. Same like in Redux, you are familiar about Redux, I'm assuming. So I'm gonna grab this count, and I'm gonna replace that use state that we are doing right now, and we'll replace it with signals. Okay, so you will get idea like how it works behind the scene. Okay, so we are good to go. By the way, we don't need this thing as well. We need this much of thing only, and we can export it as well. So good to go. Now in app.js, what we need is, let me remove this thing. I don't need this use state, so for now I'm gonna import that count from store, and that count that I'm gonna use here. For now I don't need this thing, so I'll say count dot value, and that value plus equal to 1. That's it. I don't need this thing anymore. And if I go here, let me refresh this store. Okay, so inside here, let me check if this is available. Okay, inside signals store, yes, correct. Let me go there. Everything is fine. I need to install this. I don't have this, so if I go here, I need to add this package yarn add Preact/signals. Okay, and this is the last package that I think we need to install, and we are good to go. Now I'm gonna create a new folder, name it component. Okay, now let me try again. So I guess we are good to go now. Okay, this is working as expected. So now we are managing state from signals. Okay, so that's the beauty of signals. The minimal installation time, and you're good to go. So okay, now I'm gonna create the components. Inside src I need components, and inside components I need one table for managing or showing the list of users, and one form, of course, with the normal CRUD kind of things that I'm trying to implement. So here the thing is, you don't need to write the boilerplate. I have it already. So inside form I'll paste it. Okay, so I'll name it for now. I'll name it. By the way, let's go here in our store.js, and let's create a user. And of course, user is an object which contain ID, which contain name, email, password. So that's what I'm going to write here. And the last one is password, of course. So yeah, this is it. And now we need users, the list of users. So for that we need array. So that's it. It would be great if I use users. So yeah, this is it. I guess rest of the things will manage from user form. Okay, so here I don't have form for now. So what I can do is, I'll need user after some time. So I'll go here, I'll search for Tailwindcss form. So here I'm gonna choose this very first link, and I'm gonna grab my favorite form from here. This one. This is looking good to me. Okay, so let's grab this thing quickly, and I'm gonna remove a bunch of unwanted things from here. So let me grab this thing and let me use a slash after this input, because this is not valid JSX format. So for that I need to use slash after every input. Okay, and here we go. I also need to remove this class, because in JSX we use class name. So I'm gonna find this, I'm gonna remove it and replace it with name, class name. To change all occurrences, done. And here as well I need to use this slash, and I don't need this red line, I don't need this red border, because it was an example. I'm removing this red border. Okay, we are good to go. I just need to import this thing. So when in app.js, I'm going to remove this count because we don't need this anymore. And here I'm going to use that user form that we just created. Okay, this one. So I need to install few extensions, but for now I'm gonna do it manually. User form from dot slash component slash form. Yeah, we are good to go now. So if I go here, let me open this and let me start from scratch again. Oh, yeah, Dave, we got it. And yeah, so it doesn't exist because we need to name it user form. Okay, let me grab this user form and let me name it user form. Now it is fine to me, looks good to me, and does not exist once again. So this user, this signals is not working. So yeah, this is my form, and I'm gonna remove the rest of the unwanted things from here, like let me remove this div entirely, because we need three things only: name, email and password only. So I'm gonna remove all the things. I just need this name, I need email, so I'll say email, and I'll need a password that is here already. Okay, and now I can go with on click things. So I need a button. So for that as well, I'm gonna, you can create your own button, it's really very easy, but I'll grab Tailwind CSS button that is given in the example to save some time. So you can grab any button. I'll go with my favorite one, this one. Okay, so here after div, before form ends, you need to write this button and you need to name it submit. Okay, so what happens is when I go with on click, by the way, we'll use type submit, would be great. Okay, and on that form submit, we'll do something like on submit, we'll call create or update, because there are two things happens when you click on edit button. You need to update that user form, otherwise you need to submit, you need to create new form. So I'm gonna name it create or update. Okay, so let's go here and let's create this create or update, and this will be my function, and inside that function I'll have to prevent default. So you, if you guys are not familiar about prevent default, let me tell you. So what happens is whenever I click on this submit, I click here, it's gonna, it will not reload the page every time. Okay, if I don't have it, what happens is when I click here, it's gonna reload the page. So it saves from preventing this default nature of submitting form. Okay, so now I'm gonna, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my user form. So user dot value, of course, and this signals, I need to import this from parent branch. So signals slash store, and inside user I'll have a value, and that value will contain my user, of course. So I need that ID, and that id would be, and before that id I have to have my user dot value. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm getting this, I'm using this spread operator to extract all the things, name, email, and password. After that, ID is there already. If you are, if you can see here, ID is there already. Now we need to overwrite that ID. That's why I'm using ID here. So don't use ID here. It won't work because now the empty ID will overwrite. So that's why I'm using ID over here, and here I'm using nano ID, and inside that nano id I can pass the length of the id, like 8 is my length. So this is looking good to me. So now, like the way we can add new users. Okay, by the way, this is users, because we have to push new user. So I'll say users, and that user, before that we need to have a user. Okay, so we don't have on click or on change things over here. So that's the first thing that we need to do. So name it, name would be name, then on click, on change. On change we need to do, what we can do is we can call set user, another function will create, and after that we can have a value. So let's have a value, and inside that value what I can do is I can show user dot value dot name. So this is looking good to me. I can use this same thing for rest of the things, like for this with of course name, email, and here as well I need to use email, and same for the password as well, like this, and here I need to use password. So make sure, just confirm that email, password, and name is correct. Otherwise, it won't work, of course. And here I need to create const set user. So once we have user, then we can push to users. So here what I can do is I can have event, and that event we can pass here. Oh, sorry. So event we can pass here. So I'll say my user dot value, and that value would be object of my previous value, of course. Okay, my previous value. Just don't worry about this thing. So this is my value, and now what I have to do is I need to override event dot target dot name, and that name will contain event dot target dot value. So like the way we already have a user, and one thing I'm adding it every time, so we don't need to create handle change for everything. So this is the common thing that we can do, and once we have it you can push it to users, and of course users is the array. So array will contain users. So first few users I need to grab here. After that, inside here I need to grab user. So I'll say user dot value. Okay, and of course, so like the way we are getting the previous users here, and we are attaching it new user that we have. So let me try this out. I'm not sure it will work, and let me console it as well, otherwise we won't know like what's happening. So we'll say users dot value over here, and inside inspect we can see, let me go to the, here we can't find user variable. So let me maximize it. Okay, everything is fine. Email should be like email, and password should be like password. So it's not working for me. Okay, now yeah, it's working, sorry. So it's working, great. Now what we have to do is we need to create a table, and for that as well I'm gonna use the same method, export function user table, of course, and that table will contain JSX, and that JSX I need to grab these two things as well here. I'll need these two things. So let me import this, and that table we'll find here in Tailwind CSS. So let me search for table. We'll grab the ready-made table from here only. Just right click here, inspect, and grab this entire table. It would be great. Okay, edit as HTML, grab entire thing, paste it over here. Few things we need to do before proceeding, like class, of course. So that class, I'm gonna replace it with class name once again. So yeah, this is done, and now I'm gonna import this user table over there. So let me do few things. Let me remove this. I don't need this tr. Let me name it. Like first one would be my name, another one would be email, the third one would be my password. By the way, we don't need to show password. We can decrypt or we can encrypt things, but for now it's fine. For now I'll use the basic things. Of course we need edit and delete button. So for that, what I'm going to do, I'll add another two things over here, edit and delete. And let me edit this, let me delete this. Of course I'm not doing anything for now. So I need functionality I need to use over here. So I'll say this one and this one. So here I don't need to use this. I'll use button, by the way. Over here we need two buttons. So for that I need to go to form, and I need to grab my button. This is my button that I'm going to grab in the user table, and let me paste it over here. And this is not type of submit, of course. Let me remove it. This is my delete, and this is my edit. Okay, yeah, we are good to go now. Now we need to grab this entire tr inside map, that is users dot value dot map, and so we'll get a u, because we want to use user once again, because we already have user variable. So I'm using u. Okay, and that will return this tr. Okay, now we can use that u dot name. Okay, and the further things like u dot email and u dot password over here. By the way, there are two things are remaining. We need to create two functions. Okay, so whenever we click on edit, the user will get updated with the current user values. Okay, so I'll say on click I need to call set user once again, and that set user will have user. I need to pass user over here. So this will be my function, and like the way we can create set user. So here I need to create set user, and that set user will contain my user, and that user I'm gonna get here, and I'm gonna update users dot value equal to u. So this is looking good to me. I can do this in the same line. It would be great if I can save some lines over here like this. This is looking good to me. Now I need on click, and on click I'm gonna delete things. So for that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call delete user, and that will contain my id. So this id I'm gonna pass over there. I'm gonna create that function over here, like const delete user, and that user will have id. That id, based on that id, will filter through the users dot value, and that value I need to check over here. So what I can do is I'll do map. Actually, it would be great if I can do map. So users dot value dot map, I'll go through each element and check if there is a chance that your id is equal to your I dot underscore id. So you're getting it right. If this is not equal to this, then only I'll return I, and this is how we can keeping that element to get updated. So this is the way. There are lots of alternative ways that you can use. So this is how I'm going to delete my user, and I guess this is it. This is what we have to do. Now we can go inside our app.jsx. We can import with the same way like we have imported form, and let me grab this here. I just need to name it user table, save it. Let's go there. And by the way, if you go here inside body, so there is a body. So I'm gonna grab this entire class name over here as well. So if I go there inside index.html, I can grab the background color like this. Okay. So by the way, we don't need this thing. Okay. So I'm gonna, oh my god, this is dark, and this is what they called. Okay, fine. Let me try this before proceeding. So here you can see this is beautiful UI. We got it already. Now we need to manage this thing. Okay, so we are going to use Flex for that. So if we go inside app, we can use class name over here. We'll say this is my Flex, and we need another div, by the way, for here. Let me close this thing. So this thing will be part of this thing. Okay, so we are trying to create two columns in a single row. So this is how we can do it, like this, and we can do same for user table as well. User table, so like this. And let me try this. I'm not sure. Yeah, this is cool. This is working perfectly fine. Let me use h1 over here. H1 won't work here, so we need to define some class names. So this is my user form, and this is my user table. Okay, let's see. So yeah, we need to define class names. So class name would be text or triple XL, 5XL, not sure. Yeah, looking good to me. And we'll use a margin bottom. Margin X would be great. So X9 or Y, actually. The vertical is Y. Okay, this is looking good to me. Okay, so I'll go with this H for table as well. So I'll say table here. Let's try this out. This is looking good to me. If I hit mahesh@gmail.com and mahesh@123, if I hit submit, I'm getting new user. If I edit this, Mahesh Karia, submit. So we need to work upon this edit, create or update function. If I can delete this, delete is also not working for me. So that's the two things that we need to work upon. So if I go here, if I see that users.values are getting updated by if id is not equal to, so let me use log here. Okay, and that log will contain my I, and of course if this is not equal to this. Okay, great. Let me refresh the page, reload the page, do something like this. Okay, and if I click on delete, so yeah, we got this u.name. There is no u.name, not an object. So am I using u.name somewhere? I'm not sure. Let me go here, show this. Let me use this once again. So for here, I don't need this thing. This, excuse me. So, my God, this is my nano ID. So I need to remove this. I need to use nano ID over here only, like this. And here I need to check that if you have user dot value dot underscore id, which is equal to or not equal to empty, then only I'll create user. Okay, and if you click on edit and somehow it got id already, you can use else block to update it. And the update, to update it, you have a different code. So for that, let's suppose if you are trying to update it, you need to once again map through it. Okay, so let me grab this, or you can override it, okay, if you find the same user. But what I can do is I'll paste this logic over here. Okay, so this is how you will go through it, like uh, go through each id. You will check that this id is equal to that user dot value dot id, and if so, you will return that user with the updated values. Okay, so for to just check that, what I can do, I can grab this thing, I can paste it over somewhere here, and I'll remove this placeholder because I don't need this placeholder. Or what we can do is we can utilize this placeholder to show id. Okay, so this is my user dot value dot id. So just to check that id is coming or not. Okay, and this is a read only, so you can't update id. Okay, so let me try this out once again over here somewhere. Let me refresh, and this id, the first time it will be empty, but whenever I'll create a new one, so we have a empty now. Okay, so it happened like vice versa, maybe, not sure. So let me go there quickly in user form, and if your user dot value dot underscore id is not equal to empty, then you are going to create a new user. Okay, okay, let me do few changes, like, okay, this thing is not required here, so let me remove it. Okay, the first thing. Another thing, whenever you create a user or update a user, that form should get empty. So that's what we are going to do here. Name, email, password. Okay, so now whenever I'll create a new user, it will get deleted. The another thing, I don't need this thing. Whenever you will find id is equal to empty, then you will create a new user. So in that case, it will get created. When I click on edit, this map is not working. So let's go there in table. Let's see, on click of edit, I need to edit user, not users. So if I click on edit now, let me refresh. Okay, so yeah, you can see I got the id. If I make change, okay, it should get updated, and if I click on delete, it should get deleted. So let's go there and let's see why this is not deleting. Because every time when I click on, I'm passing this u.id, and if I go here and if I see users.value is equal to users.value.map, and if id is, first of all we need to check if there is a user, then only we need to return it. Okay, there are two minor changes here. I'll add you. I'll check if there is a user, then only show the rest of the things. In here I'll use a key, by the way. For now it's not required. Here I'll check if there is a user, then only I'll proceed with the things to check the things. And like the way if I edit something, okay, by the way I need to update this placeholder to show the email, and if I click on delete, it's getting deleted. The last thing is remaining over here in the form, that this door should have a Gmail address, and this will be type of email. So that's how we can private our input type. This type is already given here. I just need to update this to email. So this is how whenever I go and submit something, it will ask for to provide valid email. And by the way, you can use Bcrypt as well. So this is it for this tutorial, guys. Thank you so much all of you guys for being with me, supporting me all the time. It's been pleasure to be here. Please let me know inside comment box what you want from my side. Definitely I'll make it for you. And don't forget to subscribe my channel if you haven't already, and smash that like button if you enjoyed. And you can use this thanks button as well in order to contribute. Even $1 is enough to grow our channel. So this is it, I guess. Thank you so much for your time. Have a good day. Bye bye.